guys, so here we are in fall season. September is gone and wow, it has passed like this. We have gone through so many new holiday releases. August month was a lot of foundations. I mean, we had everything, but there's a few things that I have been loving this past month of September and that I really wanted to share with you. So what about if we start with some skincare? So something that I have been loving to wear under my eyes, usually in the morning time and right before my makeup, it is the Tatcha the Silk Peony Cream. This eye cream, it is for all skin types. It is really nice, balmy, moisturizing. It just leaves your under eye area non-greasy, but actually with moisture and hydration. And it has an actual kind of like a little bit of like a pearlized type of finish. So it actually brightens up your under eyes, which I really enjoy when I'm applying my makeup because it just makes my eyes a little bit more brighter. And for those who are new here, welcome to my channel. I just want to let you also know that I do have a normal to mostly dry skin on these areas. I do have sensitive skin and I do have a lot of under eye wrinkles as well as very dark circles. So when I'm saying that this cream is really nice, I really mean it, because most of concealers, they do crease on me badly. So if I use a cream that has too much moisture, then my concealer tends to move around too much. And then another thing about me is that I do not like to set my under eyes with heavy powder or bake, because I do have so many fine lines down there that you know, it will age me if I do so. So this cream, it is beautiful. The Laneige Special Care Water Sleeping Mask. This one is just magical. It says here that it's for all skin types. So I go with my entire skincare and then I let all my skincare sit, and then I just keep this right next to my nightstand and I just put it on. It feels super cooling, refreshing. It's not heavy, but then the next day when you wake up, your skin feels just so nourished. So here's how it looks like. It's kind of like a gel type of consistency. Again, it's not heavy, it's not greasy, it's just like a drink of water for your skin. Another item that I have been loving from Laneige, it is the Cream Skin Toner and Moisturizer. So this is perfect for those who have normal to dry skin. I absolutely love this thing. So basically what I do is I wash my face and usually I use an essence and then I go with this toner. I'm not one of the persons that grabs a cotton pad and then wraps the toner around, kind of like to, you know, clean your face again. I do have different steps for cleaning my face before this step right here. I just actually pour some on my hand. It's kind of like this milky, hydrating texture, and you just pat it in and you will feel your skin a little bit more plump, a little bit more softened. Everything else that I put on my skin after I do my essence and then this toner right here, everything just absorbs so well. This is the Paula's Choice Exfoliate. This is a 2% BHA liquid exfoliant and it is actually salicylic acid. They have a lower percentage too. I think there's a 1%. But listen, I do have a lot of texture on my skin. I do have dry patches right here from time to time, mostly when I get an allergic reaction. When I get an allergic reaction, I get a lot of bumps right here on my jawline too, that, you know, they don't look pretty in real life. They just look like, you know, your skin is not smooth. It's just a crazy bumpiness. And I do have enlarged pores right here, and I also get a little bit of clogged pores right here in this area, and I do get whiteheads right here on my nose. I know, TMI. But listen, this right here, it is amazing. And I have tried many different type of BHAs, AHAs. I have tried Honeymoon by Pharmacy. I have still a full-on bottle of the Drunk Elephant glycolic acid from was one. And although they are good, these right here leave your skin actually with a radiance, with a glow, and it actually helps with all the textures. And nothing, honestly, nothing has made such an immediate change on my skin but this in regards to my texture. So A plus on this product. So what about if we go now into makeup? And first thing that I want to talk about is foundations, but I will be very briefly about foundations because one, I have reviewed all of the foundations that I'm going to talk about right now, that I'm going to mention in this video. I have individual videos made for these foundations with a full-on review, a full-on day wear test. Some of them I have tried them between 12 hours, 16-hour wear test. So I invite you to take a look at them. Also, I think last week I posted a video where I ranked the foundations that I have been trying lately, mostly for the month of August, because that's when all the foundations start dropping left and right. So here it is, the foundation that has stolen my heart, that is just beyond amazing, that it makes my skin look like, you know, when I was, I don't know, 8 years old, like everything perfect and fine. It is the Sisley Phytotan Ultra Clad Foundation. This foundation is the foundation of my dreams. It has taken my breath away, it has blown my mind, and it just makes me look like, I mean, I don't know, I don't want this to sound like, oh wow, how humble you are, but it does make your skin look so gorgeous. And then for pretty much my everyday wear, like daytime, I had been gravitating towards Guerlain Le Essential Foundation. This foundation is extremely lightweight. It has a lot of like nourishing oils that will actually hydrate your skin throughout the day. It is just beautiful. It also has SPF of 20, which I usually say do not rely on a foundation that has SPF alone. Use your SPF before you go with your face of makeup, but this is a really good foundation, and it is very long wearing too. It's up to 16 hours wear. I mean, it doesn't wear for that much, but it does have a good time wear. And now a foundation that I had been kind of like, if I don't want to use all my bottle of Sisley, and actually I do have 2 bottles, I kind of like interchange it, and I have been using it and loving it, is that Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This foundation, like the name says it, is flawless. Now this foundation, it is a little bit more on the full coverage spectrum. I have actually 2 wear test videos of this foundation. One that it was kind of my first impressions, and then the second one, it was a full review, the way that I like to wear it, and then again my rank of foundations. And this foundation, you can actually, depending on the application, you can make it look in between a light towards a medium type of coverage or a true medium, and then if you want a full coverage, you can definitely do full coverage. I don't feel in any way that you will find it cakey. Actually, I don't feel like I need to set it either. It just looks really good, and it's very forgiving on my texture as well as my dry patches. Now let's talk about eyeshadow palettes. Eyeshadow palettes this month, I mean, we have seen a lot of new eyeshadow palettes coming out, but the palette that is just perfection to me in the formulation is just so amazing. It has impressed me in a way that I don't think any other formula has impressed me this much. I mean, the first time that I tried a Natasha Denona palette, it impressed me, but the new and upgraded formulation of this palette is just out of this world. And I'm talking about the Natasha Denona Metropolis Palette. This is a limited edition palette. It is a holiday palette for Natasha, and it is beautiful in every way. I really love, absolutely love the color story. It is very fall and winter appropriate, with all these green shades, the gold, the copper shades, as well as these orangey brown shades. I think once again it's very fall appropriate. The pigmentation, it is amazing. You can still do a smoky kind of eye with these blue shades right here. I mean, I have a review that I was just like in shock, in completely shock. I have been using it, I'm loving it. I really like this new format too, because although it's still on the pricey side, I think you get a smaller amount of eyeshadows, but you get variety. So I'm really looking forward to see Natasha Denona bringing these type of formats. I think that will be amazing. And I didn't know, but Natasha Denona, her mom was actually a chemist, and she enjoys so much being, you know, as a child. You know, when you grow with your parents and you're there with your mom and dad, you grow up seeing what they are doing, and you kind of like cultivate that. And she used to love to kind of like mix in her formulas, and actually Natasha Denona, this is her formula. I mean, this is something that she developed herself, which I think, I mean, I'm not taking away from any other brand, because I'm sure there's many stories out there that they are the same way, but it is very impressive the way that she has been able to achieve such a beautiful formulation that is very easy to apply, very easy to blend. It has full pigmentation, it's not patchy. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. I mean, it's a great investment. And I want to take advantage of this moment that I'm talking about the Metropolis palette to mention and remind you that I'm running a giveaway celebrating my 1K subscribers here on YouTube. So you have two ways to enter. One of them, it is first go and take a look to the video where I review this palette, and you will just have to comment right there. There is a hidden emoji that you have to put in the comments, and a couple other instructions. Also, you will have to follow me on Instagram for a second entry and do a comment on the post that I did about the Metropolis palette. And what about if I give you a bonus entry right here? So if you have entry the other two ways, or one of the other two ways, because I know that a lot of people, they don't have Instagram, I will give you the opportunity to entry to the giveaway today here in this video. So just leave a comment down below and mention that you would like to be entered to the Metropolis palette giveaway, and I will be happy to put you there too. Okay, and now going into the second palette that I have been using and loving it. Is actually a collaboration between Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina. Ooh, this palette is just so good. I love the color story of this palette. I love the purples. I love the reddish pink tones. I love this shade right here, Trust Issues. I have it actually, I mean, I'm using it today. It's all over my eyelids right now. It is such a beautiful palette. I think it's so fall appropriate as well. I love these rusty kind of shades. This duochrome right here that is between a green and a brown tone. So if you have tried Anastasia Beverly Hills formula, it's really nice, her formula. I like it. I mean, it's a little bit powdery, it's a little bit, you know, you will get a lot of kickback, but you have good pigmentation and they blend extremely well. So it is a palette that is very friendly to use. And now another palette, and I'm talking about the Naked Honey palette. Oh, this palette, I mean, the packaging is just so beautiful, but then the color story inside. Okay, a lot of people will say, sorry, it comes with a little brush right here, but a lot of people will say, oh my gosh, this is boring. Again, all neutrals with a, well, and now with a pop of yellow. A lot of people had been actually comparing it with the Honey palette from ColourPop. I did it myself too. I have a full-on review on this palette right here. And no, this is completely different. And even though this is, yes, another neutral take, and that's what it is. The Naked palettes are a neutral take from Urban Decay, you know, whether they have been cool tones, whether it was a cherry palette, and now this Honey palette. But these neutral shades right here, they all have a yellow undertone to them. So all of these right here, none of them pull too warm, and none of them obviously are cool. And none of them really pull any orangey either. So that's what I like about it, that you can get different looks out of this palette. I mean, this palette, it is user-friendly. This palette is Autumn. I mean, like, it's just beautiful, and this palette will take you also to summertime. I mean, I think this will be a great investment. This is something that I will wear more often, and then that it has that yellow tone of yumminess. I mean, just so good. And just thinking too that it will take you from morning time to nighttime, because the other two palettes that I'm absolutely loving, the Metropolis one and the Anastasia and Jackeline palettes, I mean, those will give you like very intense looks. I mean, you can do a daytime look, but they are a little bit more intense. While this one right here, you can, you know, there's a little bit more room to play with. And now let's go into makeup tools. And one sponge that I have been just absolutely loving, I actually bought it with the foundation that it came with, and I'm talking about the Dose of Colors Hershey's type of a sponge. It looks like a Hershey's Kiss, doesn't it? It's just so cute. I don't know, but this sponge, I love that it's really nice and bouncy. It's not, I mean, it's not too dense. It has kind of like a dome, but it's still flat type of bottom right here. And then I love how pointy it is the top, because I'm able to get like really well until my inner corner of my eye to blend really well my my concealer, because usually I used to use the very tiny beauty blender sponges, and although they are amazing and whatnot, I always have to kind of like use my beauty blender, my regular one, and then the mini one. So it was, you know, like having two things. I didn't mind. I mean, I have done it for so long, but now that I have this one, it's kind of like, it's all in one. It is perfect, blends super well. And here, for example, I have the, what's it called, the Joy Beauty Blender. So this was a special edition, and you see, like, they are as bouncy. And in fact, I actually like the density of this one a little bit more than the Beauty Blender, because the Beauty Blender, it will give you a very airy type of foundation application. So if you're using a heavy type of foundation, this will absorb a little bit of the foundation, but then with that absorption also comes waste of product. So I'm not budging, you know, Beauty Blender, but what I'm saying is, like, this right here, it is a soft, but you may not need to use as much of a foundation to actually apply your makeup, and it will just do it seamlessly. And then you have the bonus of the tip. So I think they are now selling it at Ulta, and I keep forgetting that I need to grab more of it, because I just cannot live without it right now. I mean, I have to talk to you about the BK Beauty brushes. I did a video where I was trying, you know, first impressions video. I did a haul, and I actually bought these brushes right here. And here are three other brushes that I'm loving them. This brush right here, this is so cute. It's kind of like a little bunny tail. Look at that. Look at that. So soft. Ooh, this is a dream. This is a dream for a, it's just so airy, so nice, so fluffy, so soft. This brush right here, it is the BK Beauty number 102. I use it usually for actually setting up lightly my makeup in a stage in age that I just start to show more signs of aging. So I have a little bit more of, you know, like fine lines, that they are a little bit more obvious. So I tend to do not like to set my entire face, but when I need to set it a little, I like to go with very little powder. Therefore, I like to use a brush that will give me a very airy type of application, and I find out that this brush is just so perfect because it's just so soft. And then this brush right here, the 104, for me, it is perfect for contouring. It has kind of like a tip top right here, and it just applies even bronzer, and again, like I said, contouring really well, and it just blends super easy, not super dense. So again, it will not give you harsh lines. And one of her eye brushes that I have been enjoying, I do have very small eyelids, as you can tell, and I do have a lot of folds. So sometimes it's really hard for me to kind of like apply, you know, very precisely a certain eyeshadow on my crease. And I find out that these kind of like crease blending brush, the 202, it is beautiful to do so because you have a really nice taper tip right here, but it's still airy and it's still open, so you can actually blend really nice the rest of the shadow. So those are that from BK Beauty. Now another brushes that I have a full review on, so I don't want to give you too much about it, is the new Sky Set by Sonia G. These are all natural hair brushes. I mean, I have other Sonia G brushes that I love, but this Sky Set, it is outstanding. In the meantime, she only have her face set, but she was so sweet, so kind. She actually connected with me through Instagram after I did my video, after I posted it, and I actually made a post in my Instagram that I had a review on these brushes, and she was so kind. She actually approached me through Instagram, and we had a really brief, nice chat because she's in Japan and the hours are different from one to another. But she was just so approachable, so kind. It just felt so warm to my heart. It made me tear because, I mean, for somebody that has, such a great reputation, that it has such a great business, and, to just say hi to such a small YouTuber meant a lot to me. And she left also a comment on the video that I reviewed her brushes, and she actually gave us something. I asked on that video, Sonia, are you gonna be bringing the Sky Set? And she said yes, it's on the works. So you can just not wait for it. But anyhow, going into these brushes right here, this brush right here, I mean, I love fan brushes because of Sonia. That it's all her fault. I don't have any other fan brushes, but these ones, the ones from Sonia G. But this brush right here, wow, if it is amazing, it is amazing. This is great for contouring and also applying bronzer. It gives you kind of that chisel type of look, but without being too much. It actually picks up extremely well cream products, and it actually blends them amazingly. I have been loving this one. This right here has been my favorite one to apply cream blush. I do have a lot of cream blushes that, they are just a little bit hard to kind of blend sometimes. Sometimes you have to go with your hand, but if you don't want to use your hand, this right here, it is just out of this world. It also picks up really well gelée type of formulas. I mean, like all of these right here, this is perfect for highlighter, amazing. These for just applying also blush, like powder blush, also for setting up your your under eye areas. These right here, it is also great for buffing. So if you love to buff your entire face of makeup after you're done with all the application and just make it all seamlessly, this is fantastic as well. So go and check out the review that I made for these brushes right here. You will enjoy it, and you will see the multiple ways that you can use it too. So I tend to do not go for too many matte products, and after I'm done applying all my makeup, I really like to kind of buff my face, and not too much right here because this is where I have my enlarged pores, but I like to kind of like go over these areas right here, the perimeters of my face, with kind of like a illuminating type of powder. So in one of my try-on hauls, I actually was trying the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Powder. I mean, this will give you a very nice glow, sheen to your skin, that it will just look very natural. It is not a highlighter. I mean, if you don't like any shine to your face, you may not like it, but if you're more into, I like a little bit of glow, but I don't like to be dewy, I like a little bit of radiance, this will give it to you. And this is actually a setting powder, so I just adore it, and I got it in the shade Light. So let me see, let me just swatch it right here for you. And before this right here, I was using my Laura Mercier. This is the glow version of the setting powder. Now this one right here, the Laura Mercier one, it is a little bit more highlighting one. Like, it has a lot more of that kind of highlighting property right there, while the one from Cover FX is a little bit more subtle. I really don't think you're going to be able to see it much, but there you go. Top is Cover FX and down is Laura Mercier. I mean, I still love my Laura Mercier, but I absolutely love this new Cover FX Illuminating Setting Powder. I don't take it under my eye area, I don't take it on my pores area. I just do, again, like I said, the perimeters on my face, and it looks wonderful. Now moving along with another makeup products that I have been loving are these beautiful M Cosmetics blushes. These are blush serums. They are made with Sacha Inchi oil. I mean, I have to repeat it a million times. You have to check it out. What is Sacha Inchi oil? It has a lot of omegas and fatty acids. So they are, you know, like it's the first ingredient on these blushes right here. And they don't promote it as such. I mean, you can go to their website and check out what they said, but you know, it is something that it will actually nourish your skin in the long run. And I really love how they apply, very easy to blend. I mean, they give you a beautiful type of, you know, that blush that when you smile or you get like, you know, kind of embarrassed for something, that's kind of like, you know, the blush that you will see. I mean, it's a very natural blush. I got them in the Pink Nectar and Sunset Sky, and I'm really looking forward to see if they will come out with another ones. I would love to see maybe one that is a little bit neutral tone. I would love to see if they maybe will adventure and come out with kind of like a bronzer type of version and then a highlighter version, because these are really beautiful. And I'm actually using a lot of my Classic Cheek brush from Sonia G to apply them, and they are magnificent. I have to talk to you about this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Color Corrector in number 3. Now, I did a review on this color corrector. This corrector, it is out of this world. It is amazing. It comes, I think, in 4 different shades. If you were to go and check, you know, other videos of mine where I, you know, like I'm applying a foundation, for example, and you will see my face without any makeup, I do have very profound dark blue under eye circles that they are just very notorious. They go all the way up here, and it is really hard for me to cover them. I mean, I can go with a Tarte Shape Tape concealer and yet they actually peek through, but this right here, it is a game changer. All in all, it is just an amazing product. I love that it's very smooth. It has kind of like a balmy type of texture, and you just apply it wherever you want to, but that orange shade right here doesn't go all over the place. I usually let it sit just a little, and then I come with my you know, my concealer and then tap it in, and I blend it with this sponge right here. Perfectly fine. Love how well it sits on my under eyes too. I like that it doesn't make my concealers crease too, which that could be a huge factor, mostly for a person like me that has so many folds and little fine lines on my under eyes. So this is perfection. A couple other items that I have been loving too. I'm talking about specifically on the Hourglass Ghost collection, but one of the items that they are just really amazing, it is the new quad of blushes. These right here, this is a lighting blush quad Ghost. If you have never tried blushes from Hourglass, you're missing a big time, because these blushes right here, they just go very smooth on the skin. They are very forgiving. They don't emphasize texture. They don't emphasize your pores. They have a lid from within. They are not too, I mean, they are not matte by any means. They have these marbleized tones, so it's a combination between their different finish powders that actually makes the blush very unique. And I think this is a great quad right here. You basically get 4 of the small ones that they usually cost $24, but for a less price. So you pay for about 3 of them instead of paying for 4 of them. So again, I did a full review on this one, but I think this is a great palette for blushes, because you get, you know, a pinky and mauvey, then this kind of like corally peachy tone, and then a more natural kind of blush that, in fact, for me, I do have a light to medium skin tone. This one right here works the best for me as an actually highlighter. Also, I mean, an honorable mention, I will say, the Ghost Ambient Lighting new palette right here. This is limited edition. This comes every year, but this year is all different shades. I mean, these shades right here are existing, but I think it's a beautiful palette nonetheless. It's a good one for the holidays, and if you actually never try these powders, I think this is great. It will work really well for those who have fair skin and light to medium skin tone. I do have a light to medium skin tone. Also, if you have like a medium to tan skin tone, it will work well for you. The Milk Makeup Highlighter in the shade Lead. Such a beautiful highlighter is the one that I'm using right now. It actually gives you more of like a wet type of look. It's very very, very easy to blend. They come in different shades, but I find out that the shade Lit is the one that actually suits me the most for my skin. It has champagne tone, but it has some pinkiness to it, so it's really beautiful. It's very complimenting. Again, I have a light to medium skin tone. Fenty Beauty, and her new brow product is a brow MVP. I think what I like the most, it is the shade. This shade right here, the one that I got, it is in medium brown. It actually it's the perfect undertone for my eyebrows, so they don't look too dark or too light, because as you can tell, I have dyed hair, but it's a little bit darker right here and then goes lighter. And then with my skin tone, sometimes if I go with the same color on my brows, it just looks too dark. So this right here, it is a perfect color for me. It actually has a little bit more of like an ashy undertone to it. It's not too ashy in the way that it will look, you know, dirty or anything like that. It glides really easy. It's very easy to blend. I really like also the little brush that is included in it. It's different from the spoolie one, and I was a little bit afraid because I'm like, well, you know what, I like the spoolie one because it gives me, you know, like it helps to give those strokes when you're, you know, like doing your brows. But it actually works really well, and it's not as scratchy. It's, you know, it helps to actually, you know, brush your eyebrows and just make them nice and fluffy. So I'm really enjoying this, and it's not going anywhere. And now going into some lip products. Carly Bible and Il Makiage, they actually collaborated, and I'm in love with all of the lipsticks, but the one that is kind of like takes me to back of the time, back of the days when I was in my 20s. And I actually used this lipstick on when I was actually trying the Urban Decay Honey palette. Is the Libra shade, as well as lip liner in Luna. So this comes in a set, and I don't know if they are still available or not. I hope they are. But this right here, it is a beautiful nude shade that is very complimenting, I think, for many skin tones. It's not too light, it's not, you know, too dark either. It's not too, like, you know, when you look like you're kind of like dead when you're wearing a nude lipstick sometimes. It's not like that. It has a beautiful shade. And then this is the Luna lip liner, and this one is really dark. So the way that I applied it very slightly, and then I go with a brush and kind of like fade it out a little, because I don't like to have, you know, a big liner of like darkness. So it's a little bit more faded, and it just pairs so well. And talking about pairing, I have to give it to a lip liner that I have been loving for so long, for years now. It's the ColourPop BFF lip liner. And look, I mean, the only bad thing is the way that it sharpens, and sometimes it goes down and I have to fix it. But this is a beautiful liner, and I actually love to pair it with this Huda Beauty Anniversary lipstick. This is another one that I love to use. Is the one that I'm wearing today. So it's very neutral, so it kind of like rounds down your lips when you have like very bold eyeshadow going on. So this is also something that I have been loving. And two Natasha Denona lipsticks. I did entire lip swatches for these lipsticks. I have been loving Claudia. It is a beautiful nude shade. It's I Need a Nude collection. It has a little bit of like a beige undertone, but it pulls on me just a dash. Not too pink, but it's beige, but it has a little bit again of that warmth to it, that it looks super complimenting to my skin tone. And then one that I'm looking forward to use more as we come into the fall and winter time is the shade Naya. This shade right here, it is that grungy brown color, but it's still a nude. I just love that color. I think this color right here will look really good with, I mean, a very like green type of eye look. Oof. And two beautiful lip glosses with totally different price points that I have been loving. It is the Alamar Cosmetics. This one right here, it is Las Desnudas in the shade Dulce. Oh, this is just such a beautiful lip gloss. I mean, it goes so smoothly. It has great pigmentation, so you can actually just use it by itself, and it's just so pretty, so complimenting. I really love this shade right here. It's not as sticky at all. I mean, certain lip glosses, they kind of like crack or become patchy. This doesn't at all, and it's like really nourishing and creamy. And then here's the other price point that is all the way to the opposite side, and I'm talking about the newest Tom Ford Gloss Lux lip glosses. And these have actually a lot of nourishing oils for your lips. Has a pointy applicator. I do have here the shade, this one, it is in 03 Tantalize. It is my perfect coral shade. I know this is more of a summertime product, but I have ordered already a couple that are a little bit more neutral. But if you're looking for a luxury type of lip gloss, have the pigmentation, will not move, they are comfortable, and that they nourish the lips, the Tom Ford one, the new ones, they are just incredible. Okay, my friends, so this is it for this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope you found it entertaining, that you have finding maybe something new. Maybe we have something in common, so do not forget to leave your comments down below. Let me know what are your favorites for the month of September, or just your favorites, you know, like maybe you have some all good products that they just keep working amazing throughout the years. Share those with me. I would love to hear from you. You know that I love to read your comments, and I greatly appreciate your time for watching this video. Also, if you like it, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share it with somebody else that may like this type of videos. And if you haven't done so yet, I'm waiting right here. It's just very easy. Just look down below this screen. There is a subscribe button right here. It's in red. Just tap it in. Subscribe to my channel. You will have a lot of great content right here that you will enjoy. So please give me the opportunity. I would love to have you be part of my family. Then don't wait too long. Also, do not forget to ring the post notification bell if you haven't done so. You will be missing some of my uploads, and I'm trying to upload as often as possible. I'm trying to do 5 days a week, sometimes even more. Sometimes I'm uploading every day. I'm trying to grow my channel and bring, you know, that one-to-one conversation and confidence, and, you know, build up that relationship between you and I. And also, do not forget, if you have the chance, go check my Instagram. Thank you so much again for watching. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.